Testing, testing, 1 2 1 2. Hello, can you hear me? You got me there, bud. Dude,
Yeah.
what's up?
Dude, hold on real quick. Is there
Is there what? You cut out. You cut out.
Oh shit. Yo, am I there?
Yeah, you're there. You sound like a potato now. What's up, guys? What's up, Hachi? What's
figure out if
up?
this microphone's even working?
That sounds better. Alright,
Oh,
I
okay, we're gonna
gotta...
roll with it then.
I gotta try to pronounce his name correctly this time. Now, he did tell me how to pronounce it, but I also am high now.
It's Yaskarin Virk.
Jaskarin? That's it.
It's gotta be a J as a Y sound.
Jaskarin? I know all the A's sound the same, but I can't remember what A sound that is. Because I'm an idiot.
Okay.
I'm just too stupid, you know?
whatever. Shout out that dude.
Yeah, what's up, guys?
I'm gonna go with what'd you say, Jaskarin?
Jaskarin.
Okay,
That's probably
shout out that
that's
dude.
the white,
Shout out
that's
you
the
guys
white,
for sports.
I'm not really trying, and I'm too high to try pronunciation. I'm sorry, bro. Is it ah or ah? You gotta tell me, because I don't know. I'm too dumb and American to know. Anyway, we're back.
Welcome to the Fresh Oil Podcast.
We're here. We're here to talk about some stuff. The first
like
one,
1 month later.
like a month after it, I got it. Woo! Hell yeah. Didn't fuck it up too bad, I guess. But yeah, we got some stuff to talk about. There's car shit. I got car shit. You got car shit. We all got car shit. You bitches wanna,
Cars are shit.
if you guys wanna, tip type diddlyite whatever you've done recently. Colin will probably start on what he's done recently.
Yeah. Project car update. So, shit, I don't even remember how far along in the KA swap we were last time we recorded a podcast. I'm gonna guess.
It was roughly a month ago.
I either had the engine in but hadn't driven it, or I had the engine in. We're gonna say that's where we're at because it's been a month, so you guys all probably forgot anyway. So I got the KA swap in and running, and that shit was, yes, I remember we did talk about this because I sent the picture of it dumping oil out. So turns out what was wrong with it was I had a cracked oil pan. So I had to pull the engine back out, weld the oil pan, and then put the engine back in. All good. I was able to drive it. I drove it for like 2 days, and it started making horrible sounds from the clutch area. And so I pulled the transmission out, and all that was wrong was some of the transmission bolts were not tight. I'm not sure if it's because I didn't tighten them myself or if they managed to back themselves out.
We'll say they backed out. How about that? We'll say they backed out.
Yeah, I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt. They backed out, and the source of my noise was the dust shield that sits between the engine and transmission, or like the engine and the flywheel, was just like rattling around and hitting the flywheel. So probably didn't need to pull the transmission for that, but I felt like it was better to be safe, because if a loose transmission flopping around like might have fucked up my clutch, and honestly it still might have. Like, nothing looked bad, but it might. Like, I may put it back together and it turns out my clutch is fucked and I have to pull the transmission again and do the clutch. And with the luck I've been having, that's probably what will happen. But either way, I've got the transmission back in, and I was gonna work on it today because I forgot we were podcasting. But then instead I'm podcasting, so I need to put the drive shaft in after this and like hook my e-brake up and like a few other small things. So I might be able to drive it like tomorrow afternoon.
That sounds pretty fucking sick to me. I mean,
Yeah, I'm just like I'm hesitant, dude. I'm really like worried something else is just gonna go wrong again.
no, I get that though. Like, for me, it's like anytime I work on, I don't know, somewhere in the engine bay, we'll say, even if like I know whatever I'm doing is super benign or whatever, and the next time I think I'm gonna start it, I'm like, oh, it's gonna like suck in a nut or something like that, like a bolt's gonna fall through or it's gonna explode, something terrible is gonna happen.
Yeah.
That first turning the key and nothing happens, obviously.
Yeah, and I mean honestly, for the I'm gonna say that those bolts had to have backed themselves out because for 2 days it wasn't making those noises, and it was running real fucking healthy those 2 days up until the transmission came loose.
You got that rod knock luck is what happened.
Dude, I got that rod knock luck.
I mean, the rod knock fairy gets the best of us, it just happens.
Yeah, true. But I use a torque wrench, not an impact.
A Pittsburgh torque wrench? A precision tool?
Yeah, dog.
Those are like the least precise torque wrenches ever. It's what I use, but...
Never done me wrong, dude.
886 Hachi. I inherited my grandfather's 79 Ranchero GT. Hasn't ran in I don't know how long. I learned to drive in that thing, so it's going to be a sentimental project. Dude, that sounds awesome. That's actually really rad.
Dope.
What was that you cut out there, buddy?
Oh, I said that's fucking rad, and my dad bought a Ranchero last week.
I was gonna say, I was like, who said their dad bought one? It was you. I couldn't fucking remember. There's Rancheros everywhere. I like Rancheros. Rancheros are sick. That's pretty cool. I like that it's like your grandfather's car or something like that. Like having that sentimental value. Because to me, like, my dad always talked about having cars, but like by the time he was a dad, he was, out of it all completely. So I never really got to grow up around like, oh, this is your grandpa's car, this is your dad's car, or whatever. It was just, my dad's truck that he drove to work. That was it. But that's cool.
Yeah.
That's sick. Rancheros are rad. We all agree. I guess I should go to... Oh, you got a point?
Oh, I was just gonna say I do prefer the El Camino slightly, but I respect the Ranchero hard. I respect all car trucks.
So here's... all right, so yeah, I guess that's the fairest point here is respect all car trucks, always. I'm not going to say respect all builds, but respect all car trucks. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. The Ranchero, like when you look at it on paper, it's like pretty much worse than a El Camino in every way. Like how much it can hold in the bed, and they kind of look worse. And El Caminos have like all these millions and billions of parts that you can put into it, but.
Oh no, dude, Rancheros are the exact same.
Yeah, I know Rancheros have tons of that too. But like to me, the Ranchero's almost like weirder, and I love weird cars. Yeah. So like,
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like all of what you just said about why the El Camino is better is kind of making me think maybe the Ranchero is cooler. But I don't know, dude. Especially an El Camino SS.
So like if you like you had to buy a car truck, like you got $5,000, you gotta pick one.
Oh, I'm buying an El Camino.
You're gonna go with an El Camino?
I'm getting an Elco and an 8-track player.
All right, I mean I'm in. I'm game. 351 Windsor. That's solid. I mean I would just make it an absolute highway cruiser and just an absolute like bomb of a car. But
yeah, I mean if I get an El Camino, I'm making it into like a redneck mobile.
Yeah, the ultimate redneck mobile. Like you're just gonna have no exhaust, fucking
not
lumpy
like that.
cam.
I mean, I'm just like it's gonna be rusty with like a fat cam, dude, and like,
it's gotta be lumpy as shit.
Big RSS's and a fucking Leonard Skinner tape.
That's not as refined as the 351 Windsor, for sure.
No, definitely not.
But You gotta respect all car trucks. Yeah, that's awesome. I would love to have one of those. You got to show me some pictures of your dad's Ranchero.
Yeah, send us pictures on Instagram.
The Ranchero. I guess I can go on my car stuff.
Yeah. What's up with the Jetta?
So I've defeated the drum brakes. They have been defeated.
Told you.
And they sucked, and I hated it, and they blow, and I'm never gonna do drum brakes again because they're terrible. But
well, the good news is you will not have to change those for the lifetime of that car.
No, those things like once that car's in a junkyard in however many years, like those brakes are gonna be mint still. They're gonna be fucking like brand new still. But yeah, so that sucked. But now I got to I think I got to rent the correct flare tool from like AutoZone or something because I have to redo some brake lines. So I actually have to get under the car and I got to see how much brake line I actually have to make. Ideally, like
you can buy them from FCP Europe.
There's no complete like pre-bent, pre-flared kit for the Jetta. I think you used to be able to get them and you can't anymore. Like you can for like a Beetle. You still can find them on the internet. People still make them and sell them. But I've never found one. Maybe in Europe you can find them easier. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm trying to decide if I want to just rip out all the line and just do it fresh, but like that sucks balls because brake line sucks.
Yeah, no, don't make it harder.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like I'm gonna.
If it's like usable, then like, so I used to have that Datsun 710 wagon, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like all I ever did was just like what it needed, and it was shitty, and I had to like fix a lot of stuff. But I always got to drive it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of my thinking is like, at this point, I just really want to get the thing on the fucking road. And granted, I am waiting for a stupid fucking part that I'm never going to get that's in a fucking coral reef somewhere in the Pacific Ocean. Or Atlantic Ocean, sorry. Whatever. Never getting that part. So, I think next weekend I can probably pick it up off my buddy. I think he has one, so hopefully next weekend I can get all of the coolant system plumbed up and not leaking and good and, you know, maybe flush it through a few times with just whatever, regular water. And then
I think the S12 has a coolant leak somewhere. I gotta try and find that.
Yeah, I'm literally just the engine needs that coolant piece. I think I gotta replace a couple hoses, which I should have the hose to do it, so that's not an issue. I gotta time it, which I gotta get a timing light, so that's something I guess I gotta do. And then yeah, the brake line, whatever brake line needs to get done. You know, flushing all the brake fluid fresh. And lighting, wiring the lighting stuff, like it's like kind of last push things, I guess.
Yeah, I feel that.
But at this point, I'm gonna err on the side of caution, and I'd rather do things right once than fuck it up, break it, and have to do it again. So that's
having to do this same repair like fucking sucks.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm looking at that. So you know, I'm gonna make sure that like the e-brake works great, the brakes work perfectly great. Like I'm gonna make sure all that stuff works before I even take the thing on the road ever. But yeah, I mean it's getting there, but it's waiting on parts, waiting on time. I got a lot of time this weekend though, so hopefully I can get away and do some work on it. Brakes are for wimps. I mean, I need them to pass register to like get it registered and stuff though. After it's registered, you don't need brakes. You kind of need them to like get to that point though, you know? Whatever.
Yeah, Massachusetts has like some strict ass inspection standards, right?
It's not that bad. I mean,
Keep in mind, my home state has no.
yeah,
inspection.
Connecticut
Like,
didn't.
Yeah, that's true. Connecticut doesn't. A lot of states don't. Oregon doesn't really either. So.
But even the states that have it, like, it's usually so benign. Like in Massachusetts, I mean, I went with like 3 things that are, pretty illegal, I guess, technically. But like, no one gives a shit. They make sure that your lights work and that you have brake pads and that like there's no visible brokenness. Like that's pretty much it. Like they don't really check the 108 different things that they're supposed to check.
I've heard like
they don't.
Yeah.
Because like
I've heard sometimes for old cars they'll get dinged for rust a lot.
So I think the law is like you can't have holes in the body, so like you can't have rust holes in the body, but you can literally put a piece of tape over it and that counts as passing.
Oh, that's pretty legit.
Like it literally just can't have a hole. So
I've heard also like drift cars, like some kind of like drift repaired frame damage.
I think that's going to really depend on how deep they're going to look at the inspection and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In my experience, I mean, then again, I've really only taken newer cars that very well should pass inspection in pretty much any circumstance, and they don't really look at much of anything. And again, you can usually find like a good shop that doesn't really care that much. Like, yeah, inspection's a thing, but in pretty much every state, there's a way around it if you know what you're doing. And to be fair, like, pretty much any reasonably safe car probably will pass inspection anyway. So it should be what you want to attain anyway when you're getting something on the road in this case. So I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's where that's at, and I hope that I'm gonna think tomorrow morning. Oh, the other thing was, and this is related to my car life adventure. I told my mother that I would do an oil change for her because she does not want to go to a dealership right now, during coronavirus and all that stuff. Perfectly fine. I can do that. I can, order up all the parts, all the filter and the oil and the shit that she needs. Fucking Toyota, their fucking oil canister thing, you need like a special tool to fit on it that I don't fucking have. So, fuck you, Toyota. Like, why can't it just have a normal like socket you just put over it or something? Like, why do you have to be weird? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah, I fucking hate shit like that.
Like, why is my Volkswagen easier to work on than this Toyota? And like, this fucking canister filter is also right in front of the oil pan, which is right behind a bunch of plastic shit. So there's literally like a 3-inch circle that you can fit in there to even get to it. It's like terrible.
I hate it.
Yeah, it'd be one thing if the cartridge was up top, I wouldn't complain at all, even, whatever, but this is just stupid. So I can get the thing for like $10 at AutoZone. Not going to complain that much about it, but I got work off tomorrow, so maybe I'll do that in the morning and do that oil change and start doing brake line or figuring out brake line. We're going to figure it out. I also want to rip the whole interior out of the Jetta. That's another story. That's another story.
While you're at AutoZone, scoop the brake line flaring tool.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's my point. I got to do something like that. Get some brake line tool. Dude, are you done like huffing what's it called? It's like sulfur
Sorry, I was
hexa.
ripping the jewel.
what's it? It's a boro sulfur hexosulfate fluid, whatever it is. What is it? I'm gonna ask my phone. Okay, Google. What's that gas that makes your voice low?
Oh,
Sulfur hexafluoride. That's what it was.
nah, dude, that's just my voice.
Yeah, totally. Dude, you went down like 3 tones, man.
Oh, dude, it's just because I'm stoned.
Dude, you're down like a step and a half at least. Easy. All right.
No, dude, this is just I just have a really low voice.
We got this shit on video. You know, we're gonna have to have some audio engineer come in and disprove this narrative that it's just your voice. But anyway, we're gonna move on. We're gonna talk about car shit. The first thing about car shit that I got, and it's not even just the one that you see right here. There was another one that was actually worse. Is that Hondas on Bring a Trailer are getting insane. This one actually pretty reasonable. $50,500 for a 1,000 mile S2000.
Wait, how much? I'm sorry, it's really fucking small.
Sorry,
on you.
it is $50,500 was the final bid.
Jesus fucking
Now,
Christ,
this has
dude.
1,000 miles on it. It's
But it's a S2000.
It's,
not 50. I don't
it's an
know. I guess it is a
AP2.
collector car, dude.
It's an AP2, right? Oh, look it. It's said to be one of 859 produced in Silverstone metallic over black leather for the 2007
I hate it like that.
This sentence, this is just like, I hate when people do this to cars. This is bullshit. But it's an AP2. Oh my god, your fucking vape is going crazy or something over there.
This USB cord like isn't sticking in the microphone that well, so it's like, yeah, on this microphone's kind of clapped. It was like cutting. in and
Dude,
out
the
for a
Ricer phone. But yeah, what do you think about this Silver Beauty? Would you pay 50,500?
I would never. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth it. I mean, obviously it is because it's worth whatever someone will pay for it. I don't. I think this price is not like going to be reflective of S2000 prices in general. Like, I don't see S2000s becoming more than like $20,000 cars for like generally really nice ones.
So there was another example. So I had said that this wasn't even the worst. I didn't find it.
Oh, I think I sent you this one.
There was it was a Civic Si.
Yep. I know. I sent you that one. Like, I mean, that was like 2 or 3 weeks to go.
Was it this one? I think it was. Now, I think the thing with this Civic Si, yeah, here it is. 5,600 mile, 2000 Honda Civic Si, and it sold for $50,000. This one is insane.
I almost think that's actually more worth it than the S2000.
Really? You're crazy.
No, so hear me, dude. Like, both of those cars are like clear collector cars at this point, especially in like super low mileage condition. But a lot of people that own S2000s keep them stock and pretty nice. There's tons and tons of stock pretty nice S2000s out there. Try and find me a stock pretty nice 2000 Honda Civic Si. Fuck,
It's just
they're all
ridiculous.
And spark cannons and probably crashed. Like, fine. I agree. Like, it's crazy that a Civic sold for that much, but at the same time, like,
All right.
you know,
How about hear this? Hear this, all right? Say you roll up, you know, you're picking up a lady for a nice date, and you roll up in this right here, this beautiful Silver Majesty. And she goes, "Oh, nice car. How much did it cost?" You know, and you say it cost you $50,000. She might believe that and think it's a cool car and think you're a big dick baller.
Nah, dude, S2000s are shit cars.
You do it in this, and she's gonna fucking laugh at your face. She's gonna laugh right at your face if you do it in
totally,
this.
bro. It's not.
Right in your face.
Believe me, dude, there was a time when someone would have laughed at you for paying like fucking $5,000 for one of those. But now, like, they're not really around for $5,000, and certainly not in good condition. Like, that's not a car to like pick people up on a date. And neither is the S2000. Like, both those cars are gonna sit in like climate-controlled storage units probably.
I guess.
For the serious collector, bro.
I feel like a stock USDM like Civic Si is like such a honestly not that great like performance vehicle. Come get me, guys. Like, it's really like not that impressive to me. So I get what you're saying about it being like a super clean, awesome example of it. But dude, $50,000. The S2000 I can like almost buy just because of the simple like numbers game and the actual rarity of an S2000 and like the actual base level of value that they hold.
Dude, EM1 is way fucking rarer than an S2000. Way rarer.
It's just a dumb fucking Civic to me. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Dude, it's got a fucking B16. It's got VTAC. It's fucking
slow.
Like, legit performance car.
It's slow.
They did not make that many of them.
It's slow.
Bro, it's probably as fast as your GTI.
That's probably not. It's slow. I don't know. I think it's way more insane. It does have air conditioning. That's cool. It's left-hand drive. Not cool. That's like one of the things that I like. If I'm spending that much money, like, why am I not getting a Japanese one? Am I crazy?
I mean, I think it has more to do with the mileage than anything, and there probably were. I mean, yeah, honestly, the Japanese ones are probably better. I don't know.
I mean, didn't Tommy pay like less than this for his like not too much higher mileage FD, which is like a way cooler car? Imagine paying $50K for an old Civic when you can spend $10K on a C5 Corvette. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, no, dude, this is for someone who has like...
Yeah, you gotta just be like a crazy Honda guy.
Yeah,
and you know what?
Like,
props to you, crazy Honda guy. I wouldn't do it, but you fucking did.
For the dude that had like 8 of these in 2006 when they were $1,500, and
now he's rich.
Job and wants to relive his youth.
Just buy a 2006 E46 M3 and turbo it for $50K all in. Why would you do?
Yeah, no, there's a billion faster cars. Like, this isn't the what can you get that's faster for $50K, because literally everything that costs $50K is faster.
You want to know what you could do? Is you could buy $1,000 Miata and then put $49,000 in cash in the passenger seat, and you'd still be faster. So, yeah, that's that story. People are insane for Hondas. As a Honda boy, yeah, that's pretty insane, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I wouldn't pay $50K for either of these cars, but you know, to each their own, I guess. There's dumb cars that I probably would pay $50K for given the opportunity, and like if I had the money, I would pay a lot more for cars that are even slower.
Miata is overplayed. Yeah, I mean it's overplayed, but that's just my point.
Always the answer, dog.
It's yeah, Miata is always the answer. Has anyone K24 swapped an AFD Miata? What do you mean an FD? ND? Why would you K24 swap it?
I'm sure it's.
I'd rather dump 50K into the Ranchero. That's the fucking answer, boy. That's the
Dude,
answer.
50K Ranchero is a nice ass fucking car.
A 50K Ranchero better be like 5K into the car and 45K into the engine. I'm just saying.
I don't know, dude. Like
This blower
Ranchero,
out the hood.
oh, dude, I was thinking like some real nice paint and like a cool like, actually, not like one of those ugly ass like muscle car show interiors, but just like a nicely redone stock interior, and then you still be able to put like 10 or 15 G's into the fucking motor and have a fucking banshee of a car that would look really fucking good.
Yeah, but like you could just waste it all on the engine, you know?
Oh,
No, that would definitely be the right thing. I do have to kind of agree with you though when you were talking about not like a car show interior, like that resto mod, like way over the top interiors. I feel like it almost defeats the purpose of having an awesome period car with super clean, sweet paint. And then you go inside and it's like, oh, it doesn't even look like the outside. It looks like the future in here.
Yeah, that shit's gross, dude.
I don't like that.
Interiors, yeah. Yo, can you vamp for a second? I gotta run upstairs and get something to eat.
Yeah, I can vamp, baby. Tweed interiors. I mean, I'm fine with tweed if that's like, you know, period and matches and works with it. But if it's not what it is, get GTFO, right? All right, what was the next topic that I had going on here? Toyota axing the Yaris. Now, I know all you guys are big Yaris fans, so everyone, pucker up your buttholes here. But Toyota, finally, they're getting rid of the Toyota Yaris in the United States. It won't return for 2021. If the people, international viewers who might not know this, the U.S. Yaris was just a rebadged Mazda 2. But that's not coming back, and they're not going to give us the global Yaris, the one that like the GR Yaris is based on. So yeah, we're not going to get the Yaris. We're not getting that either.
No GR Yaris.
No GR Yaris, no Yaris. And with the death of the Yaris is the death of one more vehicle that you can get with a manual transmission in the United States. So even if you don't really care about the Yaris, it is a pretty big deal to enthusiasts in this country. So yeah, F's in chat for the Yaris.
Unless you don't live in America, then.
Unless you have the cool global Yaris, that's way better. Then F's for us, I guess, but you probably don't care. So have fun with the good Yaris. I think they did say that they're probably going to put that in like the CHR, which I think is that guy over there, which is like the fucking dumb... why'd I stop there? The dumb fucking whatever crossover version. Is GR Yaris rear-wheel drive? No, the GR Yaris is all-wheel drive, and I believe it's capable of sending like 70% of the power to the rear. Something like that. Oh, the Drift Yaris. I think that's a Corolla. I think that's also a Corolla. Toyota did confirm the GR Corolla. They said that's also going to be all-wheel drive, or that's rumored to be all-wheel drive, and they say that we are going to get that. So I think that will be something really interesting to look forward. Oh God, I just had to burp so bad there. I don't know why. But yeah, that'll be something interesting to look forward to, because that'll be a hatchback with a turbo, all-wheel drive, manual 6-speed, and it's going to make like 250, 260 horsepower. Like, even if that's pretty tapped out for that engine, like, that's probably pretty fucking fun. And, we don't really get like many turbo manual hatches anymore, No more Focus RS. Civic Type R is only front-wheel drive, and the WRX doesn't have a hatch in the States. So that's kind of the state of hatches, where the Corolla is soon to be like the coolest budget hatch you can get. It's really just like them and Volkswagen that makes them, honestly. But yeah, Yaris is dead, and that's one more manual in the United States gone. I've never owned or drove an all-wheel drive car. Feel like I'm missing out. I mean, to me, like, anytime that I can drive a car that I haven't had the experience of driving before, especially a way different layout that I haven't driven before, I always do, relish that opportunity, because every car feels different, obviously, but there's, different ways that they feel different for the platform, or all-wheel drive versus rear-wheel drive versus front-wheel drive versus whatever. I would say in most things you drive, though, they're gonna drive pretty similarly. Like, if you're just kind of putting around on the road, it's when you push a car that it really starts to show the differences in the drivetrain. Are you there, bud? Or are you just like, you in the background just making noises like a ghost or something? I don't think he's here. All right, I'll keep blabbering on. I don't know. He didn't really say much about the Yaris. Oh.
I was trying to say some shit. I just unplugged it.
Oh God.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you couldn't hear me or if you were just ignoring me.
No, not ignoring you. I could not hear you. I can't hear you again now.
Can you hear me at all?
I hear you now.
Okay, I'm gonna have to use my laptop mic. Anyway, yeah, I was trying to say, I think at the price point the Yaris or the Corolla is supposed to come in at, then it's gonna have to compete with like the WRX and shit. 'Cause it's supposed to be like $35K, I heard, and I don't know, man. I don't know if $35K gets you a 265 horsepower car in 2020. I feel like you need a lot more horsepower to be in that price range.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that's like, the Golf R is like 40K. Civic Type R is kind of somewhere in between there. The Veloster N is somewhere around there. Like, there's a lot of really good cars. The Veloster N, I think, is like 27, 28 or something. Like, it's... No, not that. It's like 30, 37 or something. But, like, they're like affordable, and there's a ton of performance there. And if the Yaris is just slotting in even like a little bit below that, that's tough. And for the Corolla as well, that's tough too, especially when I don't know if I'm going to include the Veloster in this, but those other platforms are kind of tried and true, and people kind of know what those names and those platforms can expect for performance. But now you're saying like, oh, the Corolla's been lame forever, but here's this cool Corolla, like, trust us, it's great, it's really good at performing. And I'm sure it is going to be good, but yeah, it's going to depend on a few other factors.
I mean, honestly, like, bros will buy it, dude. Like, bros bought stock Velosters, or like non-in Velosters, when they came out and tried to act like they were sports cars,
Those things are ugly, man. No offense to Veloster owners. The Veloster N is a rocket ship. It's basically like 95% of a Civic Type R, but it's cheaper. So it's like, yeah, I get it if you want one of those or get one of those. Like, that's just an awesome amount of performance in a road car that you can drive every day with a warranty. I can't really complain about that. I drive one. I mean, I've driven a Civic Type R. I haven't driven a Veloster N, so again, I've just heard that they're quite similar in their kind of feel and performance and stuff like that. Yeah, I haven't
driven either one, so I really can't comment.
The Civic Type R, it's fucking goes, man. Like, that's all I can say. It just fucking goes. Like, the looks don't do it for me, and I guess I would say that about the Veloster too. which is why I personally would rather spend more money. And I would get a Golf R, even though it probably does slower laps than both of those. I'm probably going to be quicker in accelerating in anything anyway. So, like, on roads, that's all that really I care about for a street car. I'll win. So, like, whatever. And, I don't know. Those cars are cool, though. That's going to be tough for the Toyota, though. And when you got the WRX there, you're going to have the STI a little bit above that, the Golf R. In other markets, the RS. You got the Civic Type R, the Veloster. A little crowded there.
Yeah, it's for how much we say there's no enthusiast cars, there's actually quite a few enthusiast cars.
Well, I think
in that kind of market.
Yeah, I think that market it's kind of just become where the enthusiast market has gone to. And it's sort of been telegraphed in that way. You know, people 30, 40 years ago who were enthusiasts and going for enthusiast cars would probably have been getting a BMW or something. Nowadays, you know, with how much cars cost and whatever and other factors like that, you know, the more attainable enthusiast cars are in that, you know, like $35,000 to $40,000 range. And they're like all little hatchbacks and economy cars, just, you know, souped up to their ass and fucking going like stink. And I love that shit personally.
It's really a reflection of Fast and Furious on the car enthusiast of today. It's very Fast and Furious of these companies, you know. They take like their little econo car and soup it up.
I mean, I guess so, but that's I think maybe that's almost inevitable, just as brands consolidate.
Yeah, I mean, it's
too.
not a new thing. Like that's what the M3, that's what the first M3 was.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like I think over time, as you consolidate models and stuff like that, like you sort of have to make your performance model based on the whatever model. So you might as well just make it the whatever model, make a performance version of it. I mean, I think we're going to see, and we haven't had it really yet, and it's kind of starting to come. I think the hot crossover scene is about to explode.
Oh, for sure, dude. Casual car guys are gonna buy the fuck out of them. When their fucking wife says they need to get a crossover for the kid, and they want something they can go fast in, and so he's like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy the CRH fucking Type R or whatever.
Yeah, the HRV Type R.
HRC,
whatever, who fucking cares?
HRC Si.
Yeah.
They're gonna make they might even make a CRV Si, dude. And Ford's already trying to do it with
STs.
Don't they have like an Escape ST?
Yep.
Yeah, dude.
Exactly.
And aren't those things selling like a motherfucker?
Yeah, and then you got in Porsche, the Porsche Makan, the fucking the fucking sport version of that is like every car journalist, like everyone who's driven them is like ripping their dicks off because they love the thing so much. And it's like, it's a crossover. You know, that's what we're supposed to hate. We're supposed to hate them.
Why is Porsche making crossovers?
But they're so good.
I know, dude. So I've actually driven a Cayenne, and that shit didn't feel like an SUV at all.
I kind of like that. I mean,
No, I know, dude. Like Porsche knows how to make like a race car SUV.
I mean, I've kind of admitted this before, but I've sort of been all right with crossovers because to me, like
here we go. It's time for crossover podcast with Jake and Colin.
No. It was just to me that like SUVs were way more wasteful than like a crossover. Like your mom driving an SUV. Like, she got the same exact what she thought out of it versus driving a CRV versus driving a Ford Excursion, you know? Like, they still get to sit up high. They still get all-wheel drive for when they never drive in the snow. They still get all this room that they'll never use ever because they just drive alone all the time. Like, it looks rugged in the same way that they think it's going to be, but it's, you know, it drives more like a car. It's more efficient, like all of that shit. So it made sense to me, but I didn't think everything would, like, flock towards that, I guess is...
Yeah, dude, I mean, trust, once the sports crossovers hit, they're gonna phase out all the fucking sporty hatchbacks and shit.
Yeah, I mean, Honda, as far as we know, we aren't getting the next generation Honda Fit, which probably means the HR-V, which is the crossover, the subcompact crossover. The next generation of that is supposed to be based on that Fit chassis. That's probably how we're going to get the Fit, is as a crossover. That's the only way we're going to get it. And
F's in the chat for the best car of all
right?
time, boys.
At least in the U.S., I mean, they're going to get it in the other parts of the world. But
all right, hear me out. Gray market Honda Fit imports.
that's what we're going to do. We're going to start gray marketing Honda Fit. CPO Honda Fits, gray market.
Nah, brand new.
No, but the key Honda Fit's is certified pre-owned.
No, they're all good.
Yeah, I guess you got a good point.
That's like the craziest part.
They are all good. Yeah, I guess that's a good point. But yeah, I mean, probably everyone's going to do that. I mean, Ford doesn't have cars anymore. So, you know, whatever the Focus ST and Fiesta ST, like, those people were going to buy cars that now aren't buying Fords. What are they going to make? They're going to make the Edge ST or Escape. I don't know what their fucking crossovers are. But that's what they're doing. And that's what everyone's going to do. And I don't know, I think some of them will probably be pretty fucking cool, but as a whole...
I mean, they'll be faster than anything I drive, but... Yeah.
So how would you feel though? How would you feel though if, let's say, Honda does get rid of the Fit and they have the HR-V, and it's like the Fit replacement, but they release a Type R version that's like lowered and it has a manual and a sweet turbo engine. It makes a bunch of power and is like super cool. Like, would that be cool? Or just the fact that it is a crossover at all? Like, it's already like...
Well, what makes it a crossover is, like, its height. So if it was low, then it might end up just kind of looking like a hatchback, and then it might be cool. But if it's still, like,
the body,
real tall,
body
like
shape,
a crossover, then, like...
Yeah, it really kind of depends on body shape.
Yeah, I don't... Because, like, I know the little Honda, like, compact crossover thing, the CRH or whatever, it doesn't look the body's not super tall like a lot of crossovers are, you know?
I think it's an HR.
Like, pull up some
Oh, God. What app?
Pull up some pictures.
Yeah, I mean, it really just kind of looks like a little... It looks like a crossover.
It does. Yeah, it does.
It looks like a little SUV.
Yeah, and it's already, like, pretty low.
Look how
I mean, it would look
tiny it
cool, like... Well, that's a Chevy. There it is. Yeah, it's small. I mean... it just doesn't look right, dude. No, you know what it is? It's how tall the front ends on these things all are.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I think the front end is also why I don't like the new Ranger. I think the new Ranger looks like a crossover, even though it is a truck. Like, it is body on frame, but it looks like a fucking crossover. I hate it.
Yeah, dude. Well, the new like Silverados aren't looking too good either.
Oh, all the truck front ends are really bad. Here, I'll show you what I mean on the Ford Ranger front end. It's just like, it's like rounded and like high up and like, grr, I'm chunky.
Yeah, I think
it's like wide and like flat and like.
It's not too
I
bad.
feel like it looks worse in person every time I see one. Like I look at this old one.
I mean,
that's a truck. That's a truck.
Oh yeah.
This
Yeah, I
is
mean, dude,
that's a
there's always
crossover.
green.
That's a crossover. Like close your like only look at this. That's a crossover.
Yeah.
But it is body on frame. It is a
Yeah.
truck. So I understand its truck abilities. I'm just saying, if you got one, it kind of looks like a crossover. What was the next thing I had?
So are you on the crossover hate train now?
I think I'm on the cars are thoroughly dying fast reality. So
Okay.
so to that, like, yeah, I guess I hate them because at least in the US it appears like it's killing off a lot of the things that I do like, which I do like compacts and subcompacts and stuff like that.
I'm so glad I don't have to spend every podcast trying to convince you crossovers are bad anymore.
Yeah, but like, what if they had a cool manual all-wheel drive one that drifts?
Nah, not cool. All right. Anyway, next topic. This has been the crossover podcast with Jake and Colin.
All right, this is it's just a quick video. This is a 9-second V6 Mustang to tell all y'all to sit down on the V6. But it does have, you know, a China charger and all that stuff, so ignore that part. Oh, it sounds so bad. Ah.
Yeah, it doesn't sound great. Oh wait, no, there's a 350Z in the lane next to it. That's what sounded so bad.
Oh, that I was like, is that what was rapping? Was the 350?
Yeah, watch, like, kick it back. You can see, like, don't go all the way back because it's like way slower, but you can see a 350Z rolling down the track next to it.
Oh, that's what's trumpeting. There it is. You're right. You can all right, so you can barely hear the Mustang next to that fucking 350Z. I mean, it's fast. Mustangs with anything other than a V8 seems unnatural to me. I would support the Turbo 4 Mustang if the Mustang wasn't as big and as heavy as it is. Because if it was a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter, it would basically be like better than a BRZ and stuff like that because it would have a turbo.
Dude, they're still pretty fucking quick.
They are too. Even with their size and weight, they are still like super awesome for like performance and especially like what you can do to those motors with just like chip tunes and turbo upgrades and all that other shit. You know, like that's already a huge world of performance too. But I do wish they were just like a little bit smaller and a little bit lighter. But
Oh yeah, I wish that about most cars.
yeah.
These days.
But this 9-second V6, it really didn't sound like anything, I guess. Like it went, like I gotta admit, but man, you really gotta.
I mean, no, it probably doesn't sound great, but I definitely think that it was mostly the NA, probably straight pipe 350Z we were hearing.
You can't even hear it. The second you hear the 350Z like going full throttle, you can't hear the Mustang at all anymore because it's already like gone. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hear that. That's pretty fucking funny. That's pretty fucking funny. Alright, moving on. The next one is J.D. Power ranks Tesla last, boys.
Dude, I told you Teslas had shitty build quality, and you were like, well, I think they've gotten better.
No, I thought
dude,
they did get better.
This is the
and
podcast where all of Colin's opinions are vindicated.
I thought they did get better, but I guess they didn't get better from last. They stayed in last. But like, this is the thing though, is I'm pretty sure they did get better, and they're in last. All right, so here's the thing, though.
But it didn't get better enough.
Here's the thing, though, is that this is the JD Power, which we all know is bullshit. We've all seen the Zebra Corner, Mac, funny meme videos. I do love those. But it is for the initial quality, which is like quality of the vehicle within 90 days. So basically, if something that the customer would complain about happens on the 91st day, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't count as initial quality.
Yeah, I mean, let's be real, dude. If you're buying a brand new car, you want like a good fit and finish on that shit. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just because like I work in manufacturing, but like it's something that I take pretty seriously of like delivering a good product.
So then how do you feel? How do you feel about this list for initial quality? Top 3 is Dodge, Kia, Chevy.
I don't know. I haven't seen a new car from any of them. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, the initial quality isn't a bad thing to look at because it also like will reflect kind of just how well constructed it is. If they're slapping it together, they're probably not taking that much care with anything.
It's just interesting that Dodge leads the list when they're known for having so many issues with their vehicles. It's like they build them nice enough for 90 days. And like I don't know if you've ever been in like a newer rental vehicle. They're almost always Dodges or Mopar in general because they're fucking dirt cheap. And, like, yeah, they're pretty nice when they have 2,000 miles on them. But do you want one when it has 82,000 miles on it?
No.
I mean, it's just crazy. Like, you got Toyota way down here. But it's like, all right. What does that really mean?
If you make that list bigger, it's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Can't really get it to. There we go. How's that? Is that seeable?
I don't know. I'm a little behind on.
I don't think that I've ever heard of
yeah,
VQ. That sounds good. Yeah, I agree. VQ sound like garbage, dude. But yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at this and I'm seeing like Porsche. Porsche's way down here.
Yeah, this does seem biased towards
like, what does that really mean?
American companies.
Like, does that mean that the average Porsche owner is super nitpicky and Porsche goes, oh yeah, that's unacceptable, let me do that, let me fix that? Like, does that just mean Dodge goes like, oh yeah, that's squeak, like they all squeak, like deal with it? Like, what does that actually mean? Because I know Porsche is so well renowned for having.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, and VW is like pretty far down. And like one thing I like, VWs are nice cars from the factory.
VW is like right here underneath Buick, GMC, Mitsubishi.
Yeah, I found it. Like, yeah, dude, I feel does General Motors own JD Power?
I think JD Power is independent, but it's just like you basically just like pay them for these things, and like some brands don't. Like, do you think Porsche cares what JD Power thinks of them?
No, definitely not, and Porsche buyers don't either.
Exactly. So like to Porsche, they're not going to give JD Power a penny because they don't give a fuck because they know it doesn't sell them a single car. But like to someone like Dodge, like all these cars
always put that shit in their ads
because they sell a car for like a million years without revising it, and like you'll see in the ads, it's like, oh, the 2021 Dodge Go Fuck Yourself coming out with the JD Power Initial Quality Award, and it will be like the one from 2018. Like they have it in the fine print. You'll see it on like, and it's not just Dodge. Every brand does that, or at least the big market brands do that, and so like. That's why, like, this list, it's, like, so bullshit. Like, yeah, Tesla's way here, but Tesla also is, like, notorious for having horrific, customer support and shit like that. So I don't know how much of that is, like, people intentionally nitpicking because they know that the customer support is supposed to be garbage and shit like that. And how much of that is Tesla keeps on releasing cars that are just absolutely built like trash, which is a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Well, maybe we should find another test apart from JD Power.
Well, I think that just kind of comes down to like initial quality. Like it's initial quality. Like, does the quality of the car initially matter? Like, I want to know, like, is my car going to be good in 10 years? Not for 90 days,
Yeah.
but that's
But you can't really test a brand new car for 90 days.
or for 10 years, you mean?
Yeah, sorry.
All right, this next one, this was just a quick comment. I didn't actually have an article for it, and this was because this was kind of a racing world update that we just haven't touched on in a while, and I don't know when these things were actually announced, but both F1 and NASCAR have pushed their new car revisions back to 2022. So that's a big sad face for me because I was really
Another
interested.
boring year of Formula One.
Dude, F1, it's going to be boring, and then next year's formula is going to be, like, barely different, and, like, I think that's going to be boring. Next year's going to be boring.
Oh, well, dude, no, that's what I'm saying, because F1's not happening this year, dude. Like, there's not going to be any F1 this year.
Well, they said that they're going to try, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't have high hopes. F1's probably not going to happen, but so yeah, next year is just going to be what this year was supposed to be, which is like the last boring year before the rule change to hopefully mix it up. So yeah, we're just going to have that next year, and then now Mercedes is going to have an extra year to like develop their car and probably just shit all over everybody again with the new formula.
Yeah, pretty much what it appears to be. I with NASCAR, I was really interested for NASCAR because their next cars are supposed to be like so drastically different. Like they're gonna have underbody aero, 6-speed sequential, independent rear suspension, single lug wheels, like all this shit. That's like finally.
Damn, they're like turning into real race cars or something.
Like a real modern race car. What up, French fry?
That's pretty, dude. Can you like find an article about the update? Because I don't know anything about it.
Let's
pull it up, Jamie.
Let's look it up. NASCAR new car.
Oh, I see my boy French Fry in the chat. What up, French
Also,
Fry?
guys, no, we're not gonna talk about the Bubba Wallace thing. Here, this is the article about how it's being delayed. When was this delayed? This was in April. I don't want to turn on alerts.
Oh, dude, that looks sick.
I'm trying to find 18-inch single center locking lug wheels. They're made by BBS.
That's pretty cool.
New body design, shorter rear spoiler, raised splitter, larger brakes. What else? There's something about how it's supposed to have like a sequential and shit. I'm gonna try and find a better article than this. I'm not great at this.
I mean, even just that top picture, dude. Look up. Just there we go.
Here, maybe this will be a good one. Let me see.
I mean, dude, those look pretty good in those pictures.
Yeah, it seems like it's just.
You went.
Go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like NASCAR trying to come into the modern era.
I mean, to me, that makes sense because they've just been so far behind in so much.
Yeah, it's like if you want to be taken seriously as like the pinnacle of racing, you kind of got to be that. You know.
The way I see it is when, and I know you follow other racing around the world, and whenever you talk to other people who are into that, you know, like a lot of European people you might meet that are into it as well, and they they scoff at the idea of NASCAR. Like NASCAR is like a joke racing to them, you know. Why does our racing have to be a joke, though?
Yeah, exactly.
It looks mint, to be honest. They do look cool. It's a V8 supercar, basically, but it can crash at 200 safely. Yeah, like, they're still going to be able to do ovals and shit like that. And I'm hoping that also opens them to do more road courses, which...
Yeah, dude, if NASCAR does more road courses, I'm a lot more likely to start watching.
I know, I've talked...
And it kind of sounds like they're gearing up for a pivot to that with, like, the IRS, the independent rear suspension and stuff.
Yeah. Reminds me of an Aussie V8 supercar.
Not for sure, but, you know, it could be them gearing up to start phasing some more road courses in, which I think would be pretty dope.
Road America would be fucking nasty, dude.
Yeah, I think probably what they'll end up... If I was NASCAR, here's how I would phase road courses in. So you know how a lot of tracks, they do 2 races a year?
Yeah.
Most of those ovals have an infield road course.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So what I would do is run like an oval race one time and a road course the other time.
Yeah, I think that's...
And then, like, the people that are more interested in going to the oval will go to that, and the people that would rather see the road course will go to that, and some people will go to both because they love racing or whatever, you know?
Yeah, I personally, that's what I've wanted them to do, where they would do... Maybe not... It doesn't necessarily have to be they do an oval and then they do the infield track, because there are some shorter ovals that they might not have an infield track.
Oh, yeah. I'm not
whatever.
saying they have to do that, like, as a rule, but, like, for the tracks that have that available, that's an easy way to start, like, phasing it in and testing it. And they kind of are. They're doing, like, the Charlotte Roval thing.
Yeah. Yep.
So I think that's, like, kind of their first test. And as far as I know, people were pretty stoked on that.
I think if they can also do... and I'm not sure how they'll split it up, because I'm sure the tracks that do have that ability to also do a road course, they're going to want to get that second race because it's NASCAR. Obviously, they're going to fight for that.
Yeah.
But it would be awesome if it was like, all right, so we're in this area, we're doing this oval here, and not too far away is this road course. Let's go there. You know, let's stimulate that area's economy and push for racing in this area and hit a new fans and new stuff like that. So NASCAR owns most of the tracks. Okay.
Yeah, that is true.
So then they would probably want to do them, both. Because I know as it is now, a lot of the tracks they do go to twice anyway. So like they're in that area twice. As is in the normal schedule.
Yeah, so they should just... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they should just, on one of the times they go there, use the road course.
Watkins Glen,
like, think about your...
Dover.
Because, like, the Daytona 500 is sick, but how sick would it be to watch fucking NASCAR do the Daytona road course?
Yeah, it would be fucking nasty. And then
dude,
I'll
honestly,
watch them do the oval. Or whatever, it's not an oval, but...
really love watching NASCAR on Watkins Glen. It's super fun.
Everyone likes that. But now imagine you have a car that is so much more like every other racing car that now we're probably going to see more Europeans trying to take a stab at it.
Well, that's only if they actually do phase in more road courses. Like, that's just me speculating. I don't know for sure that's what they're trying to do.
Or maybe that's a really great way for all of these American guys who are normally stuck in the oval, short track, whatever world to actually get more experience on road courses. Like IndyCar used to be so many ovals. It used to be pretty much like what NASCAR is, where they would just do like 90% would be ovals, and then they'd have a couple road courses, and that would be it. Now it's almost all road courses. It's like flipped.
Oh, dude. Yeah, and they're doing so much better.
Yeah, the racing's really awesome. I think the racing's better than F1, honestly, because there's so much more parity.
No doubt.
And, I think NASCAR has a huge chance to get in with a bunch of fans that they just haven't hit before.
This dude in the comments is saying that they're doing the Daytona road course for the, like, pre-500 race that they do every year. So I think we might be onto something, dude. I think they are kind of starting to tease in more road courses.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, Sir Chatter. But I'm pretty sure like a lot of this was an ownership thing with NASCAR, right? Where their last ownership was just a bunch of fucking idiots and just ruined everything. I mean, like the caution clock or whatever the stages, however the fuck they do that thing. Like that's so dumb and not racing. Like
I think the green-white checker finish is good though, where it's like if you're supposed to finish under caution, they'll do like 2 laps.
I'm fine with that.
Of like real racing. I think that's dope because finishing under caution blows.
Stages are TV. Oh, okay. Really poorly managed. Okay, so it's the same owners, but they changed who's managing it. Is kind of what you're saying. All right. Well, I mean, if that's what's gonna get it out, I mean, be my guest. Because if
like I want to see NASCAR win. Like I think more racing is always better.
Yeah, no, totally. If they can bring in, more people that want to see these road courses, well, maybe they'll stick around and check out more of the oval stuff because Indy has really kind of opened my eyes. Like I like to watch the Indy 500 every single year, and I always have blast.
Yeah, I mean, there's like some oval tracks lend themselves to better like wheel racing, but it is fun and it's kind of fun to like watch the stages that oval racing will go, and people will be like real bunched up and then kind of spread out and then like get bunched back up because of like
the different pits, the different
pitting
strategies and stuff like that, how they're going on fuel, and you're like, oh man, we got 200 more laps to go, like what's fucking gonna happen here? That's crazy.
It can be really fun to watch oval racing, but it also can be pretty boring.
The best part about NASCAR road courses now are that they're high horsepower and low downforce like they should be. I think that's what's really cool about NASCAR, and I think that's something that is looked down on.
Look to be particularly high downforce.
Well, I just think a NASCAR is it's a hard to handle machine, and it's so much of it is the driver in NASCAR and who's winning. It's the team setting up, and obviously, but a lot of it is, the drivers out there are just driving their fucking asses off, and that's how they're pushing them that fast. And it's, really respectable. But I think a lot of people just see oval, turning left. That's easy. Who cares? They're just flooring it the whole time. Blah blah blah. It's way easy for people to overlook the skills that the drivers truly do have. And when you have that, high horsepower and low downforce on road courses, like we're gonna see people drifting out corners all the time and shit. It's gonna be sick.
Yeah, so hopefully this is just the beginning of more road courses in NASCAR.
I vote yay for this era of non-racist good racing NASCAR.
Yeah, NASCAR doing the most.
All right, so I think the last thing that I had in my list of stuff, and I didn't really read too much about it, but it basically, Kia is releasing like a manual that's like hybrid, but it's like it's not like the Honda manual hybrids. I don't really fucking understand what it does. I'm gonna read. It has an electronic linkage instead of a mechanical linkage.
So it's like a shift by wire.
Something like that. The system replaces the traditional mechanical linkage for the clutch with an electronic wired connection, with the system then integrated into the 48-volt hybrid powertrain system. It works with the mild hybrid starter generator to switch off the engine when coasting, while keeping the chosen gear engaged. Wow. So basically, you have a clutch, but like the car chooses when that clutch is like actually doing anything or not.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't have a clutch pedal.
I'm not sure because
I,
that's interesting. I don't know what that possibly means, honestly.
I mean, there's no dude like because you'd have no pedal feel. Like, how would you know where the dude? You're gonna be like doing fucking. Everybody who buys, if there was like a clutch pedal, everybody who buys that would look like a fucking kid who got their first manual. Just like
Manual gearboxes are a real driver for Europe, so we wanted to look at how to electrify a manual transmission. When we look at the global picture, we still see a real demand for manual gearboxes, and we saw a real benefit to being able to offer a manual transmission on a 48-volt electrified system. I mean, the way that they're calling it manual, I feel like it has a clutch.
Maybe, dude. Yo, is Kia out here doing the most for car enthusiasts?
Dude, Kia might be it, boys.
I'm guessing it's not coming to America.
Probably fucking not. Like, what do you like? Let's be real. Let's be real here for a quick second, right? Like, that's not fucking coming here. We're not gonna get.
Nah, we aren't getting that.
Never. Why would we get
Have
that?
fun, Euro boys.
Dude, the RTN-R, we're not gonna get that. Not getting that thing. Volkswagen RTN-R. Manual Stinger GT when? Well, they'll make it. We won't get it.
Nah, they won't make that.
Alright, speaking of, how much are used Stinger GTs now?
I don't know. Let's do a Craigslist search.
You want me to go to Craigslist specifically? I was gonna like car
No,
gurus.
well, I'm sorry. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. Let's do the real You do car reviews. I'll do real market research.
Which I just need. It needs to be the V6. We're not buying the fucking 2-liter. All right. I don't know what the different ones are. What's the best performance one? Is it the GT2 all-wheel drive?
Probably.
So we need all-wheel drive V6. Like those. That's the only one we're buying. Let's be honest here.
No, I want rear wheel.
You want a rear-wheel drive?
This is my drift project. You blew your voice out so bad I couldn't even hear what you said.
I just can't believe you want a rear-wheel drive. You're gonna make it a drift missile?
Dude, I'm trying to go. Yeah, this is my drift Kia.
Your drift Kia? No, this is an inline 4. How do I tell? Fuck, I closed it by accident.
Wait, is it Kia Stinger or Kia Singer?
Stinger.
Okay, we got an all-wheel drive
there
GTI sedan for $34,000 and a GT2 easy financing for $34,000.
34,000 was your.
Oh, here's a 2-liter for 24.
Nah, 2-liter.
Dude. Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of money still for a 28. It's only 2 years old, I guess.
Dude, here we go. Look at this crashed beauty. Oh my god. All right, non-crashed one. How about that? We'll go for a non-crashed one. They seem to be about like $28,000.
That one. Yeah, which. I mean, they're not too old, so that's not bad, I guess.
Is it cool? Is it a cool $28,000 car?
Absolutely not. I'm buying a Veloster in at that price point.
Yeah, I feel like there's like a lot of other cars you can get. I don't know. I feel like they're almost cool, so I was just kind of hoping they were cheap enough, but they're not really yet. Like, I'm not getting that.
Yeah,
4-cylinder.
They're still pretty new. Give it 5 years.
All right, so this is 2 years old. So in 3 years.
No, in 5 more years they're gonna be 10.
Nah, we're done. We're done with that. All right, sir. We've hit all the topics. Guests, I'm out of topics.
I got one thing. I sent the link on
Discord.
Discord, I believe. I just want to say shout out to Team Gleam for winning Final Bout Special Stage Central Day 1. Final Bout's back. Oh no, I fuck with that shit. It's pretty cool. I don't even know how you win final bout or
When they
what
won
they
it.
did, but I saw a bunch of cool pictures on Instagram.
Look at them. Look at those winners.
And that's what final bout's all about, is cool pictures on Instagram.
Look at that. Look at these winners right here. Oh yeah. Boom.
I think the team that came in second has all FT86 platforms.
Well, I think the team in second was the first losers, and they weren't Team Gleam, so fuck them, right?
Fuck 'em, dude. That pink skyline's pretty sick. You gotta agree with me on that.
Do I? Do I gotta agree with you on that?
You don't like the pink skyline?
All right, let me soak it in. We got Ganador's not obscene camber.
It's a 4-door, I'm pretty sure.
I kind of hate the bumper and like side skirts, but like other than that, I'm not too offended. No, I don't have a problem with it being pink. I like pink, so I mean, what's next to it? What's to the left of it?
I think that's an S14.
Yeah, that looks way cooler.
I like the skyline better, honestly.
Really, dude, you're drunk and high. That
I'm not drunk.
well,
I don't know. I like the kit better. I like the lack of a GT wing better. And I like the wheel better.
I think I agree with you on the lack of the wing. But
I like the deep rims on the skyline instead of like the more race car like flush fitment or like, you know, flush face wheels on the S14. I like me some deep.
You bozo.
Yeah. Oh, and since we haven't done this yet, there's one more thing we can't get through the podcast without doing, which is shout out BC Racing coilovers.
Dude, I was thinking the other day that I should sell all my guitars and I should buy only BC Rich guitars, because BCR, like it's basically the BC Racing of guitars, right?
It's true.
Like that's what I was thinking, so I might be
BC Rich guitars.
BC Rich guitars. BC Racing, BC Rich. Shut up. Around. So yeah, everyone, we're gonna thank you for being here and having some fun with us. This was fun. I'm glad that we came back and had a good time here. Congratulations to Team Gleam for winning final bout. Congratulations to the Yaris for dying. For people spending a lot of money on Hondas. Also spending a lot of money on that V6 Mustang. Also spending a lot of money on bad Teslas. Also spending a lot of money on race cars that aren't happening.
Spending a lot of money on postponing car updates.
And then also something that isn't happening yet. So, everyone, thank you. We had a blast. Colin, I had a blast talking with you. This was fun.
Yes.
We're gonna try to do this in 2 weeks instead of 4. So keyword try, but that's what we're gonna do. And again, thank you so much. And if you have any final words, Colin, anything? Got nothing? You got just BC
dude,
Racing?
I need a catchphrase. You need like a
BC Racing?
Like a catch. Well, I guess that is a. Hold on, I got something. Hold on, I have some notes prepared. Bye, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.